Good morning, students. Today, we will learn about integers and the absolute value of a number. For this lesson, we will have this competency. Represent the absolute value of a number on a number line as the distance of a number from 0. With this competency, we have the following learning objectives. At the end of the discussion, you will be able to read and write integers, define and illustrate absolute value of a number, compare and order absolute values of integers, and find the absolute value of numbers and expressions. So what is an integer? Let's now define integer. Integer is a real number. It is under rational numbers. So an integer is a number that is either greater than or less than 0. We can represent it using these sets. So as you can see, we have ellipses before and after the given numbers, meaning they continue infinitely. Okay, so these integers can be visualized using a number line. So what is a number line? Let us now describe our integers with the use of a number line. Here we have the number line. At the center is 0. 0 is the origin, and it is neither positive nor negative, meaning it has no sign. To the right of 0 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. These are positive integers. To the left of 0, we have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. These are the negative integers. It uses a negative sign with negative numbers, but no positive sign with positive numbers. Okay, and our number line has two arrows. It has two arrowheads. What does this arrowhead mean? These arrowheads show that our line goes to infinity in both directions. It can go to the left or to the right, positive or negative. So the arrowhead to the left is for the negative infinity. And on the right, we have the positive infinity. So again, this number line can be extended infinitely in both directions. Understood? Very good. Now that we know the placement of our integers on a number line, let us now tackle more of these integers. We have negative integers and positive integers. So what are negative integers? These are numbers on the left of 0. They are less than 0. Negative integers can be written with a negative sign. With regards to the value of negative integers decrease as the number move further from 0. Ibig sabihin, habang lumalayo yung ating number sa 0 papunta sa left, mas mababa yung kanyang value. Okay? How about positive integers? These are numbers on the right of 0. They are greater than 0, and these integers, positive integers, can be written with or without the plus sign. And then the value increases as numbers move further from 0, going to the right. Okay? So those are the negative and positive integers. How about 0? Diba? Sa gitna ng number line ay yung 0. Ano naman ang meron sa 0? It is neither negative nor positive. And it has no sign. Okay? Are we clear with this? Okay, let's move on now. Let us once again have the number line. So let's now try to compare our integers. Okay? So let's have our first pair of integers. We have negative 4 and 0. What can you say about negative 4 and 0? How do you compare them? Okay, very good. Negative 4 is less than 0. Bakit? Kasi ang negative 4 ay makikita mo sa left ng 0. Diba? Kapag nasa left, habang papunta siya sa left, mas bumababa yung kanyang value. So, ibig sabihin, with these two numbers, with these two integers, mas malaki ang value ng 0 kumpara sa negative 4. Okay? Let's now have another pair. We have 5 and 0. Can you compare now 5 and 0? Okay, good. 5 is greater than 0 because we can find positive 5 to the right of 0. Kapag nasa right siya, mas malaki yung kanyang value. Okay? Very good. Lastly, we have negative 5 and negative 1. Compare now negative 5 and negative 1. Okay, that's right. Negative 5 is less than negative 1. Bakit? Kasi mas malayo si negative 5 sa 0 kumpara sa negative 1. Diba? Saan ba makikita yung negative 5? Nasa left ba siya ng negative 1 or nasa right ng negative 1? Okay, tama. Nasa left siya ng negative 1, kaya, ibig sabihin, negative 5 is less than negative 1. Okay? Sige, another example. Let's say we have negative 7, positive 7. So we have the same number. Magkaiba lang sila ng sign. So we have negative 7 and positive 7. So what is now the comparison of the two integers? Okay, you are right. Negative 7 is less than positive 7. Understood? Okay, let's now proceed. Ngayong alam na natin kung paano mag-compare ng mga integers, let us try to answer this exercise. List the integers in order from least to greatest. Okay? So, aayusin daw natin yung mga integers na to mula sa pinakamababa hanggang sa pinakamataas. Kaya ba natin? Siyempre. Number 1. We have 9, negative 4, 1, negative 3, 0, 12, and 10. Anybody who can arrange our integers in order from least to greatest? Okay. Very good. That's correct. So our integers will be arranged like this. Negative 4, negative 3, 0, 1, 9, 10, 12. You got it right. Meaning, our least integer is negative 4. And the greatest integer is positive 12 with our given integers for number 1. Okay? Any question? None. Very good. Number 2. We have negative 14, 14, negative 10, 9, negative 1, and 10. So we have 6 integers for number 2. So again, you have to arrange them in order from least integer to greatest. Sige. Ano ang tamang order nila? Ano yung pinakamaliit? So, siya yung nasa unahan. Okay? At sa panghuli, yung pinakamataas. Okay, that's correct. The correct order will be negative 14, negative 10, negative 1, 9, 10, and 12. Nakuha ba? Very good. Let's have another exercise. List the integers in order from greatest to least. So, ganun pa rin yung gagawin natin. Aayusin natin yung mga integers natin, pero ngayon, magmula sa pinakamataas, papunta sa pinakamababa. So, kabaligtaran siya nung kaninang ginawa natin. Okay? So, let's have now number 1. We have positive 23, negative 7, negative 10, positive 10, negative 9, and positive 15. So, ang gagawin nyo dito ay aayusin nyo yung mga integers natin sa number 1 from greatest to least. Sige nga. Okay, very good. Tama ang sagot nyo. So, ang ating correct order dito ay positive 23, 15, 10, negative 7, negative 9, and negative 10. Good job kayo doon. Okay? Okay, good. Now, we have number 2. The given is negative 18, negative 38, positive 58, positive 48, negative 28, and negative 8. Okay, gawin nyo na ngayon. Okay, tama. Tama ang sagot nyo. So we have positive 58, positive 48, negative 8, negative 18, negative 28, and negative 38. Good job. So, ibig sabihin dito, sa number 2, ang ating pinakamataas or pinakamalaking integer ay positive 58. At ang pinakamababa naman ay negative 38. Okay? Gets po ba? That's nice. Ngayong klaro na sa atin ang integers, atin naman ngayon tatalakayin ang mga opposites. Ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng opposites? Ating alamin. Opposites. Every positive integer has a negative integer an equal distance from the origin. When we say origin, ito yung 0. For example, the opposite of 7 is negative 7. The opposite of negative 5 is positive 5. The opposite of positive 2 is negative 2. So, ganun lang siya. Pareho lang yung number natin, magkaiba lang sila ng signs. Correct. Yung isa positive, yung isa negative. Okay? For example, yung 7 and negative 7. Ibig sabihin, yung 7 natin ay makikita natin sa right ng 0. Yun namang negative 7 nasa left. Pero ang kanilang distansya mula sa ating origin, mula sa 0 ay pareho lang. Kaya sila opposite. Okay? Isa pang halimbawa. Ang opposite ng 25 ay ano? Tama kayo doon. Negative 25. Ano naman ang opposite ng negative 16. Tama ulit, positive 16. So, ganun lang ang ibig sabihin ng mga opposites. Okay? Nakuha? Very good. Ngayon naman, i-apply natin yung ating natutunan dun sa konsepto ng opposites. So, meron tayong tinatawag na absolute value. So, what is an absolute value? An absolute value of a number is the distance on the number line between the number and 0 without any regard to its direction. So the absolute value of any number is a non-negative number. So again, absolute value is the distance. So kapag ating pinag-uusapan ay distance, ito ay laging positive. Tama. So, ang ating absolute value para sa mga numbers ay laging non-negative number. Ibig sabihin, lagi siyang positive. Sana gets yon. Okay. Absolute value is indicated by two vertical lines. So, ito yung ating symbol para sa absolute value. Dalawang vertical lines. Sa gitna nun, yun ang ating mga integers. Every number has an absolute value. Opposites have the same absolute values since they are the same distance from 0. Diba kanina sinabi na natin yan? Ang opposite ng 7 ay negative 7. Pero ang kanilang distansya sa 0 ay pareho lang. Kasi ang kanilang absolute value ay pareho din. So ano kaya yung kanilang absolute value? Mamaya makikita natin kung paano ito i-apply. Eto, let's have an example. Ayan. So kung napapansin nyo, meron tayong dalawang number na nasa mga absolute value symbol natin. Yung dalawang vertical lines. Yung isa ay negative 8, yung isa naman ay positive 8. Pero anong napansin nyo sa kanilang absolute value? Okay, correct. Sila ay parehong positive 8. So, ang absolute value ng negative 8 ay positive 8. Ganun din ang absolute value ng positive 8. 8 din siya. Okay? Kasi nga, anong dahilan? Very good. We are talking about the distance. So, kapag distance yan, lagi siyang positive. Clear tayo doon? Good. Let us now have an example word problem. Jane and Jeffrey went home after having a group study in the house of Ashley. Jane walked 40 meters going east from Ashley's house, and Jeffrey walked west from Ashley's house for 40 meters. Who walked longer between Jane and Jeffrey? Okay? So, para masagot yung tanong dun sa ating word problem, kailangan muna natin i-analyze yung problem. Okay? So, meron tayong tatlong bahay na pinag-uusapan. Di ba? Una, yung bahay ni Ashley. Dito nang galing yung ating mga estudyante. Okay? At gagawin natin to sa pamamagitan ng number line. Sa gitna, syempre, yung bahay ni na Ashley. Yan ay yung 0. Pagkatapos, ang sabi, si Jane daw ay umuwi na mula sa kanilang group study. Okay, so umuwi na siya sa bahay nila at siya ay naglakbay for how many meters? 40 meters. Pagkatapos, si Jeffrey naman ay umuwi rin sa bahay nila at siya din ay naglakad ng 40 meters din papunta sa west. Okay? So ngayon, paano natin isosolve yung problem? how are we going to answer the question? So we have this one. Si Jane ay naglakad papunta sa east. That is absolute value of 40. At ano yung absolute value ng 40? 40. Tama kayo. Si Jeffrey naman ay papunta sa west. Ibig sabihin, yung kanyang nilakbay ay negative 40 ang representation. Kasi papunta sa west. Pero, ano ang absolute value ng negative 40? Tama na naman kayo. Yun ay positive 40. Ibig sabihin, ang distansya na nilakbay ni Jane ay 40 at si Jeffrey naman ay 40 din. So, ano yung sagot sa ating tanong? Sino daw ang naglakad ng mas malayo? Wala. Tama. Kasi, pareho lang sila ng nilakbay. And that is 40 meters. Good job. Mag-recap tayo. If the number is positive, its absolute value is the same number. Okay? Kung ang ating number ay positive, yung kanyang absolute value ay kung ano yung number mismo. Pareho lang. Halimbawa, absolute value of 9 is 9. Absolute value of 11 is equal to 11. The absolute value of 8 is equal to 8. Okay? Kapag naman ang ating number ay negative, its absolute value is its positive equivalent. So the absolute value of negative 1 is positive 1. The absolute value of negative 21 is positive 21. And the absolute value of negative 7 is positive 7. Let us have another exercise. Solve for the value of the unknown. Our unknown is represented by capital N. So number 1, we have the absolute value of 3 plus 11 is equal to N. So dito, para makita mo yung value ng N, kailangan mo munang i-perform yung operation dun sa loob ng ating absolute value. Okay? So ano nga ba yung 3 plus 11? Good. 3 plus 11 is 14. So we have the absolute value of 14. Ano naman yung absolute value ng 14? Correct. The absolute value of 14 is 14. Ibig sabihin, N is equal to 14. Nakuha? Good. Number 2. Absolute value of 9 minus 17 is equal to N. So, ganun din. Kailangan mo munang i-perform yung operation sa loob ng ating absolute value. Ano yung 9 minus 17? Correct. It's negative 8. And what is the absolute value of negative 8? Positive 8. Correct. So, N is equal to positive 8. Any question? Nice. Number 3, we have the absolute value of 5 over 15 times 12 is equal to N. So, unahin mo yung nasa fraction natin. Ano yung lowest term ng 5 over 15? Pwede ba siyang i-lowest term? Pwede, di ba? Okay, so ano yung lowest term ng 5 over 15? Correct. 1/3. Kasi, ang kanilang GCF ay 5. So, 5 divided by 5 is 1. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Pero meron pa rin tayong times 12. Okay? So, ano yung 1/3 times 12? Very good. 1/3 times 12 is 4. So, now we have the absolute value of 4. At ano yung kanyang absolute value? Positive 4. So, our N is equal to positive 4. Understood? Number 4. Okay, dito, meron tayong series of operations. Okay? So, paano kaya to? Mukha siya mahirap? Hindi. Okay? Kayang-kaya nyo ito sagutin. So, isa-isahin natin. Okay? So, we have the absolute value of 5 times the absolute value of negative 4 plus the absolute value of 8 minus 7 is equal to n. Ano yung absolute value ng 5? Good. Positive 5. How about negative 4? Positive 4. Tama. Yung 8 minus 7? Tama. Positive 1. So, meron tayo ngayong 5 times 4 plus 1 is equal to n. Okay? So, paano mo ngayon ito isa-simplify? So, sundan natin yung M-DAS rule. Di ba? Multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So, dito sa ating problem, mauuna yung multiplication. We have 5 times 4. What is 5 times 4? 20. Okay? So, 20 plus 1 is 21. And that is the answer. 21 is equal to n. Okay? May tanong po? Good. Clear na po ba sa atin yung pinag-aralan natin about integers and absolute value? I hope so, no? So, ngayon, ibig sabihin, you are ready to answer your learning activity sheet. This is for the first quarter, week 3, learning competency 1. So, meron tayo ditong 5 activities. Activity number 1, sasagutin nyo lahat, yung items. Activity number 2, you answer only items 1 to 5. Activity number 3, 1 to 5 only. For activity number 4, the same lang. 1 to 5 lang din yung sasagutin nyo. At yung number 5 activity ay you will only answer items number 6 to 10. So that's it. We're done with our lesson. So I hope you learned something from this, and I'll see you again next time. Thank you.